Hello everybody, welcome to Sports Federation TV, the show that looks after sport in the Western Cape. I'm JP Nordia, I'm your host this evening. I'm standing in for Lenyukta Chetty. She's away playing black ball, and I'm sure she's going to do fantastic at I think the black ball national champs. We'll do a reverse interview when she gets back. Yes, this is Sports Federation TV. Nice to have you on board. Thanks for tuning in. And for those of you that have just joined us, we of course look after the federations in the Western Cape. Many federations across all of the various districts, from Central Karoo to Eden, Overberg, the West Coast, Cape Winelands, Cape Town, and of course, those are the districts that make up the six politically demarcated areas in the Western Cape. So nice to have you along. Tonight we'll take a look at netball, aquatics, and ice hockey. Always great fun. Big thanks to Bashoes that is on board with Cape, the Western Cape Sports Confederation, and of course Sports Federation TV. Bashoes cool drink out there at the moment, and if you haven't had a Bashoes, well, you certainly haven't been around, because Bashoes has been around since 1899. With me is Rayana Bester from the world of aquatics, or Cape Town Aquatics, as you now known. Ray, welcome back to Sports Federation TV. Nice to have you here.
Thank you very much, JP, for the invite, as always.
You remember Bashoes, huh?
Yeah, no, I do. I grew up with him.
Remember they used to come past in the house and then drop off cool drinks.
That's right. Yeah, that was the era, with the little wooden box with the glass bottles, and they deliver on a Friday.
Yeah.
We had a ball of a time when we were kids with him, and they still do it today.
Those are like kissies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now those kissies are sought after by the rich and famous to put in their houses.
Yeah, true.
Right, folks, we're talking about netball, aquatics, and of course ice hockey this evening. But let me just say welcome to 2018. Nice to have everybody along. In the last few weeks you would have been watching the show, and we aired that fantastic dinner that was held at the Century City Conference Centre, where all the federations in the Western Cape got around to have a night of celebration and received their certificates. So that was 2017, but 2018 is going to be an incredible year, and we're looking forward to some great developments and fantastic enhances in the world of sport. And of course, water crisis in Cape Town is one of the big topics at the moment. We'll be talking to the sports federations about how do we save water in the world of sport. Very difficult. But speaking about water and competing in water is Rayana Bester, or Rayana, the chairperson of Cape Town Aquatics, right? 2018, you guys look like you're ready to go already. Your calendar is established.
Yeah, we've got our calendars established for the year. We're actually getting to the end of our 2017-2018 season, and then we're going into our new season. Speaking of water shortage, aquatics obviously facing a major crisis. We're hosting some great events, national, international Grand Prix at Marty's. Unfortunately limited to 200 participants only for the health and safety issues.
Is that because of pool water or levels?
Yeah. Or? They're just trying to keep it minimal so that there's not overusage or unnecessary spillage and so on. And, we obviously honor that. Yeah. And then we obviously going to have our junior competitions, level 3, up in UWC. And again, there was concern with the water restrictions, and Aquatics came up with a plan. We've tasked every single swimmer swimming on any gala or any event, bring a 5-liter water per day that they are swimming, and that obviously the pool maintenance guys takes responsibility. They fill it up. We don't do anything. We just deliver.
So the 5 liters, is that for drinking or for putting in the pool?
For the pool.
Really?
Because the water level drops quite drastically when we're swimming.
Really?
And because of the backwash. In the past, nobody bothered to capture the backwash water. And it was just running away down the tubes.
Down the drain.
So now I think everybody has a different mindset. They're all putting in tanks to capture that water, recycled and then pump in. But it's a process and it's a cost. Marty's has already gone that way, thankfully.
Yeah.
And then UWC is on the cards next, and the city has done a couple of pools that way already. So we're quite welcoming that because it's senseless for water running away.
That Stellenbosch facility is a fantastic.
Fantastic.
Nice, next to the gym there. I think it used to be called the old DF Malan Centre back in the day.
Yeah, but speaking about the facility, that is why with the Grand Prix we're hosting from the 16th to the 18th of February, we've got quite a bit of international swimmers coming in, and they wanted to know where the event was being held, and when we posted the venue, we got a lot of interest, and we've got some Germans coming out, some Americans.
How does that work?
British.
A Grand Prix, is it part of the international circuit?
Yes, every continent hosts a Grand Prix, and then they swim their top times, and then they get collated, you know, over on the whole scene, and then the top swimmer obviously gets their accolades from FINA.
Yeah.
And we,
FINA
as
being
the international body looking after aquatics.
Right.
So we obviously as South Africa came very late into the sphere for Grand Prix, but the ones that we've hosted was very successful. We had one last year, and this year's one is also planned. Well, unfortunately, like I said, we would have a bit of less swimmers, but it will still be exciting because of the international swimmers and our local guys having that opportunity, competing locally against international. So it's great.
So just give us an idea of the calendar. You've got the Grand Prix now in
We've
February.
got the Grand Prix coming up shortly. Then we've got level 3 hosted at UWC. That's in April. I can give you dates quickly if you don't mind.
We'll get the dates from you. And while Rayana's getting the dates, folks, we'll of course put them here on the screen so that you can find those dates quite easily.
I've actually mailed you guys the dates. So level 3 will be hosted at UWC from the 3rd to the 6th of April. And then the level 2, that will be held in Eden at Oudtshoorn Swimming Pool, the 7th to the 9th of April. And then we have local events coming up very soon. Open water championships at Benguela Cove.
Before we go to that, I need you to explain to me the different disciplines. Because you're called Swimming South Africa, and then of course you got Aquatics here in Cape Town. But Aquatics isn't just swimming. You've got a number of, because I think some people have just tuned in for the first time tonight. You know, I know you're an old TV legend.
Well, Aquatics encompasses pool swimming.
Yeah.
And open water swimming. So the Robben Island swim is one of those. So when they swim at Benguela Cove or they swim in one of the dams, that's our open water events. We had some swimmers going to Mauritius recently. Then we have synchronized swimming, which is the beautiful ladies doing the beautiful ballet legs and things like that. Yeah. But it's all synchronized, when it's, especially when they're pairs or if it's a group. All their movements are synchronized. They're in sync with each other, and they obviously go towards the music that they've chose for that event.
How do they hear the music in the water?
There are underwater sound boxes underneath. Okay. And for training, the coaches actually use headpieces, and the coach obviously speaks to them, but they also use the tapping method on the metal bars so that they pick up the rhythm. So it's quite fantastic.
So when they're under the water, the coach can actually speak to them under the water for training purposes?
Yes, and the swim coaches can do that, but it cannot be allowed, obviously, in competition.
During competition?
Only for training. So they put it under their swimming caps, they've got an earpiece, and the coach has got a mouthpiece and relays any information that they want to.
There's something I didn't know.
So it's progressive.
How do you coach somebody underwater? You got to shout at them.
That used to be the old days. No, we've come a long way. They've come quite a long way. So synchronized swimming is one of the beautiful sports. And our ladies has also gone far. They've just been selected to go to Spain and to Germany. Budapest, sorry. But the team has been announced, and we're just waiting on confirmation of Swimming South Africa, and then we'll circulate it to all our swimmers.
And what about things like underwater hockey, underwater rugby? Are there any of those?
Underwater hockey is a discipline on its own. They don't fall under our aquatics, which they should be.
Okay.
It's aquatics.
Right.
We only deal with the open water swimming, pool swimming, synchronized swimming, diving, synchronized diving, and then water polo.
Water polo.
And then, we've got masters also, our young adults swimming under our banner as well. And I'm amazed to see these 90 and 80-year-olds swimming 800-meter events. Fantastic.
I can't even run 800 meters. Swim 800. You'll have to put those. If I come ever, you put
we'll
water wings.
Those
wings. Water wings. Yeah.
No, I'm sure you will manage.
I'm gonna need that. Yeah.
You will manage.
So
just interesting enough, also, if I may, we're also hosting the very first competition that's hosted for your beginners, which is called Level 1. We're hosting that very shortly, the 9th to the 11th of March at Fairmont High School, Durbanville, which is very soon. And then we're hosting an invitational gala called the Triangular, where we're doing all the beginners and development swimmers going there, and we're inviting school swimmers not registered with a club to also participate, because those are the kids that don't have opportunities. So we're inviting them as well to come and compete in that, and it's a very low-key competition. We're having, those balls that the kids are in, and they walk over the water. We're doing it a fun event, like a whole main gala, splash gala, but there will be competition as well, and there will be little medals for those youngsters to obviously get them into the mode of excitement so that they look at the next level.
The levels you were talking about earlier on, level 1, level 2, level 3. Level 1, is that juniors or big novices?
It's your between 9 to 10, sorry, your 9-year-olds up to 17.
Okay.
That's the cut-off age.
So it's an age thing?
Yes. All the levels are age things. And then we have our flagship, which is the Swimming South Africa Championships, hosted in April. And that's where all our seniors go. And then they're part of that event. There's a youth competition. So we encourage, the young, very good swimmers to participate there, but it's all on qualifying times.
Rihanna, before we go, I've got to ask you a little bit about how swimming doing, or aquatics doing in the Cape Winelands, how they're doing in Eden. You've just told me that you've got district structures and they're getting quite active. How are we doing on outside of Cape Town?
Well, Winelands is very operative. There's not as many clubs as in CTMA, but they do host their own galas on a monthly basis, and then we'll collate the results for them. And then we've got West Coast also, a district. They are swimming, but they'll swim under the CTAM galas because they don't have the numbers per se to host their own gala financially.
Yeah.
And Overberg is one of our smaller districts, and they are swimming under the CTMA banner.
So the guys
as well.
are out there, they're swimming.
There's swimming happening all over. Karoo, we're not as successful, but Eden has undertaken to get Karoo up and running, and Eden is quite big as well. A very, good district of ours, and we in very good relationship with him. And I think we just can go ahead forward, and swimming will benefit tremendously.
No, that's fantastic. Rana, I think we're going to leave it at that.
Thank you very much.
We love having you on the show. And we know that Cape Town Aquatics is in good hands with you. So we're looking forward to seeing a few champions.
Thank you very much for that vote of confidence.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Right, folks, Rihanna Bester, of course, the chairperson of Cape Town Aquatics, and one of the federations that's really doing his incredible work. And I mean, you can imagine right now just how tough it is with the water restrictions for a federation to make that work. Everyone's asking about the water sports. What will they do? In fact, a lot of people are asking more than that for all the federations out there and the clubs. What are you doing about water restrictions? So it's very tough out there. And we will speak to everybody, as you heard now, the kids and athletes coming to the swimming pools, each being asked to bring 5 litres of water. So we're asking all of you to send us your tips as well. And you can find us on Facebook on Sports Federation TV. Just do a Facebook search there, or even on the Western Cape Provincial Sport Confederation Facebook page, and just give us your swimming tips. Listen, a little bit later, we'll give you an opportunity to win yourself a case of Bashu's cool drinks. As I mentioned earlier on, they've been around since 1899. They've got all some fantastic flavors. I think the pineapple is one of my favorite flavors, but the raspberry and the ginger beer. In fact, many people are saying that the ginger beer Bashu's is the one to choose. You like the ginger beer?
Yeah, we do.
All right. Folks, we're going to take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll be taking also a look at the world, what's happening in the world of netball and ice hockey. 2 more federations in Cape Town and Western Cape that's doing fantastic work. I'm JP Nordia, in for Lenyukta Chetty. She'll be back in the next few days. Back in a sec.